All right, we're on the record on State versus Loyd. He's present with his attorneys. State Attorney's Office is present. Mr. Loyd is wearing a long sleeve check shirt button down. He's got on civilian pants. He does have on jail shoes and shackles. His feet are underneath the table and cannot be seen by the jury from any point in the courtroom. He also, on the stand, the jury cannot see his feet. There we go. What's up? I'm going to swear him in front of the jury, but sitting down. Yeah. I don't want any accidents. Yes. All right, do we have anything we need to address before we put Mr. Loyd on the stand? He's your first witness, right?
Only my re-objection.
I can't hear a thing you're saying. Do you have your mic on? Something about an objection?
My re-objection to not allowing my client to step down and present evidence demonstratively, which is important to his defense.
All right. Your objection is noted and overruled. Are you in room 1?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's get Mr. Loyd on the stand, please.
Matt, Ryan, I'm going to leave this here because I'm going to use it.
I'm going to correct myself. Mr. Loyd is wearing white tennis shoes, slip-on tennis shoes.
Judge, can we test the document thing?
Can we test the document?
Yeah, to make sure it's working.
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay, Mr. Loyd, same rules as before when you're testifying. Don't stand up, don't make any sudden movements. The deputy's going to stay away from you. There's one behind you. They've been behind every witness. You remember this from the last time you testified?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay. I feel like it was focused and I just did when I bring it up.
Okay. Not 27.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and put Mr. Loyd under oath now. I'm just going to tell the jury we had some legal discussions ahead of time and took care of it all before they came in. So put him under oath, please. He affirms.
Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give?
Will be the truth.
Shall it be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. All right, let me know when you're ready to go. We'll bring the jury in.
You get teary from me? Yeah.
His mic is live.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like in there. Yes.
Okay. So I'll wait for the break.
All right, ready? Bring the jury in, please.
Good.
State recognized presence of the jury.
We do, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
All right, good morning, folks. How are y'all doing? Hope you had a good evening. Can everyone hear me? I know we had some problems yesterday. We had a couple of legal issues to address before you all came in the courtroom. Mr. Loyd has already been sworn in. He was sworn in outside of your presence, all right? Mr. Lenneman, you may call your next witness.
The defense calls Markeith Loyd.
All right, you may inquire.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
My name is Markeith Loyd,
And how old are you?
46.
Okay. I want to talk about your childhood a little bit, okay?
Yes, sir.
Did you grow up without a father?
Yes, sir.
When is it that either you were told or you remember when your father died?
He died when I was like 3 or 5. He was in the Air Force.
Okay.
I mean, 3 or 4, I meant.
Okay. And growing up, did you play any sports?
Yes, I played sports all my childhood life, from 5 to 16.
Did you play football?
Yes, I played football, contact football.
Where was the first place you lived here in Orlando?
Carver Shores,
Can you describe where Carver Shores is?
West Orlando, by Ivy Lane, and Riley and Kirkman, in that area.
Okay. And what kind of neighborhood is Carver Shores?
Carver Shores, I guess, it's one of the rough neighborhoods in the city. So, and growing up from that hood, back in my time, you was go either be one or two things, a drug dealer or a robber.
Okay, did you eventually become someone who sold drugs?
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
Who were you raised with? Who raised you?
My mom,
Okay. Was she a single parent?
yes.
And do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have.
Can you name them and their approximate age? Do you remember?
Yes, my oldest sister is from my mother. My oldest sister is Dana Loyd, so she has to be like 48. My sister behind me is Giovanna Loyd, so she has to be like 44. Then Tanya Loyd, so she probably is 43. And then my brother Barry, so he's like 39. And then my father has 2 kids. My sister is she's an officer, a police officer in Greensboro, North Carolina, Marissa. Marissa has to be probably 47, 48. And then I have a brother named Peanut. He's younger than me. He's probably 44.
Okay. Now, when you were growing up, did your mom work?
Yes.
Okay. Did there come a time in your life that you started watching movies that were consistent with racism?
Yes, yes.
About how old were you when you started watching those movies?
I can remember far back as the age of 7 and watching it most of all my life. And
why did you watch those movies?
Because I watched TV a lot. I'm young, I'm home, and I watched TV a lot. And those are the movies that came on, and those movies were based on true stories. So these are actual events that happened to people that look like me, to my brothers and sisters, my mother and father, to my ancestors.
When you say look like you, what do you mean?
Black people.
Okay. And what was your interpretation of those movies?
From knowing about slavery, I feel like they were putting out like how they used to break the slave back in the day. So they was putting out. They wanted to put fear in you, to show you like if you don't stay in your place, this is what we're gonna do to you. And I felt like they wanted to make their hate your hate. So if you start to hate them, then what different are you?
And did that continue to grow throughout your childhood?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of experiences did you have besides watching these movies in regards to racism while you were growing up?
So it's coming up just when I started being more in the streets, like the police, they got a unit called the Do Boys. And so anybody know about the Do Boys, these were like, so coming up in the hood, you were taught like the police come like you run because they go come out no matter if you're doing anything, they go slam you, they go jump on you and they go beat you and that is what it is. And sometimes you're not gonna get arrested and sometimes you are. So we always was taught like when the police come, you run.
Okay, and did you experience any other racism that you dealt with, including in Pine Hills, which we'll talk about in a second?
Yes. So it used to be times back in those times after the KKK was still marching. So we moved in Pine Hills, the spot where we moved at. We was the only blacks in the whole neighborhood. So in the KKK, like they was still marching through the hoods we in, so we used to be in the house like, I guess my mom, my sister, them, they used to be scared in the house, but I used to want to go out and fight like y'all got my people in here scared, living in fear like we ain't did, and why y'all bringing this around here? Well, I dealt with it different. They feared it, and I didn't fear it.
Okay. And ultimately, we'll talk about this in a little while, did that bleed or become part of your Facebook posts, which began when you got out of prison? Yes,
because even back in the slavery days when it was more visual, because I don't believe it went anywhere. Y'all have to excuse me, I have a stuttering problem. I stutter when I talk. I don't believe it went anywhere. Because back then, the police were part of the lynch mobs. Like, those were the ones that was hanging my people from trees and beating us and killing us. Even they'll let them come into jail and take you out to jail to go hang you and kill you. Like, that always happened, and right now it's still bleeding into the day.
Okay. Now, there was some talk in the courtroom that you were afraid of police. Are you afraid of police?
No.
Now, did there come a time when you moved to another location besides Carver Shores?
Yes, we were Pine Hills. That's what we was talking about, Pine Hills.
Okay, and that's where you said you were the only black family in the area?
Yeah, at that time, yes.
Okay. Did there come a time when you were living in Pine Hill that your mother was not able to provide your family the basic necessities, including food?
Yes. So at times, like, we wouldn't have food. So I got 3 sisters and 1 brother, and I'm the second oldest. And they used to tell me, like, Keith, we hungry. So, and we stayed in Pine Hills. In Pine Hills, it was more stores around. So you got stores like Winn-Dixie's, Kmart's, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go up there. I used to go up there and steal to feed my brothers and sisters.
So you would steal food to feed your family?
Yes. Food, steal clothes, so they can have clothes for school.
And what was going on with your mom during that time, besides working?
My mom, she was a poor money manager. She didn't manage her money right, and she would deal with guys, and they would come in our house and they would steal her checks and stuff. So she had different guys coming in, and they wasn't right.
Okay. Now, tell the jury about your experience with the church that your mother wanted you to attend.
So
relevance. Sustained.
Judge, I can proffer this.
Let me see the attorneys at the bench. You may
Mr. Loyd,
Yes, sir.
isn't it true when you were very young that you believed that religion was created by the white man and forced on the black man, and that it was a pagan source of religion, and that you fought that resistance with your mother, and as a result was beaten by your mother because you wouldn't go to church or stay at church?
Yes. So with religion, I don't believe in religion. I don't have a religion. I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. And I feel religion is confusion, and is separation and confusion that used to play all sides against each other. So, and I felt like in slavery days, that religion was forced on us from the slave masters so they could rape us, beat us, and hang us from trees and set us in their backyard, and we don't do nothing because we waiting on the ghost to come do something for us. So I felt like they created that and then forced that on us so they could do anything to us without us fighting back.
Okay,
And
and
so-
was that a portion of the posts that you put on Facebook, which began in 2014 when you got out of prison, all the way up till December of 2016?
Yes, I used to post about religion. So, and my mom, like, she used to whoop us, like, she used to beat us to make us go to church, like, and I love my mom, but I understood where it come from because it was passed down from generation to generation. Till she thinking this come from her mother when it doesn't. At the end of it, it's coming from the slave master that was forced on us through slavery. So she was beating us how the slave masters used to beat the slaves, to force them to do whatever or to go whatever.
All right, Mr. Loyd, I want to move to a different subject for a bit. Did there come a time when you were 15 or 16 and you were kidnapped?
Yes.
Can you briefly explain to the jury about that?
So I was young. I was like 15. I can't remember the age, 15, 16, 17. I was at home at night. I'm at home, sleep. One of my friends came over. He came over, and he wanted me to come with him and to watch out for him. He said he was going to look at some rims on this dude's car. So I'm like, all right. So I come with him. We go into he going wherever he going at. So we stop by a gas station first. We get some 2-liter sodas, still like 22-liter sodas. So, and we go to the dude house, or to the dude apartment complex. It was on Courtroom somewhere. So we park, we get out the car. He walking toward the car, so I'm walking with him. And when we get to the car, I recognized his car, because one of my friends had just showed me this car at the club, and he was like, this Pat car. You know, well, I guess he was
Objection to the narrative.
sustained.
Okay, and what led to the beating?
So I tell my friend, like, man, this Pat car. I'm like, man, let's go. So we didn't realize that, I guess Pat done pulled up an undercover car. We call it an undercover car. It's a car that's not fixed up. So he done pulled up an undercover car. We don't know, so we're going to get in the car. We get in the car. Pat come around the corner with a Uzi, and he was like, freeze. So we froze. So he made us come with him. He made us go in his house. He took us in his house at gunpoint, and then he called 4 or 3 other friends over, and they came over, I guess one of his other cars got stolen before. He was like, y'all probably the same jits that stole my car. I'm like, bruh, I don't even steal cars. I'm like, I just came with him just to watch off, and I told him this was a packed car. I said, my friend just pointed your car out to me at the club. They're like, no, y'all part of the same jits that stole my car.
Objection, narrative.
And did you suffer some kind of injuries as a result of that?
Yeah, they beat us for like four hours. They beat us like 4 hours, and they made us take the rims off my friend's car, because they took us from Kirkman to their neighborhood in Malibu and to a dead end. So they beat us, and they made us take the rims off my friend's car. And I got beat the worst because they told us, we're going to beat y'all till you cry. We're going to beat you till you cry. So I'm like, I'm not crying. You finna beat me till I'm crying, well, you going to be beating me forever. If that's what you beat me, I'm not finna cry.
Okay, and so what part of your body were you beaten?
I was beaten in my head. So I don't know if y'all ever seen The Elephant Man, the movie The Elephant Man. That's how I looked, like the Elephant Man.
Okay. Now, did there come a time in your teenage years that you began selling drugs? I know you mentioned it earlier.
Yes, I started selling drugs when I was 16.
And why did you start selling drugs?
We already didn't have, and I'm out of school, so I'm on the streets. I'm watching the drug dealers making all this money. So I'm watching. I'm coming to the streets. I'm seeing. I'm watching. So I'm not selling at the time, just watching. And Christmas came around. I was 16, and my mom, she raised us up on these holidays. So when Christmas come around, she don't get me nothing for Christmas.
Objection, narrative.
Sustained.
And so she didn't get you anything for Christmas, and what did you do?
So my grandmother sent me $100 for Christmas. I went and spent 80 of it on my girlfriend.
Objection, narrative.
Sustained.
And what did you do with that money?
I went and bought drugs for the $20, and I started selling drugs.
Okay, and from that point on, you were selling drugs?
Yes.
Did there come a time when you were taken to a mental health facility / drug facility by your mother?
Yes.
Okay, how old were you then?
I was 16.
Okay, and how did you end up getting there?
They was taking my cousin to get evaluated for whatever reason. So my mom, she wanted me to get evaluated too. So I'm on the corner. She came up. She pulled up. She was like, "Keith, come with me. We're taking West to get evaluated. I want them to evaluate you too." So I'm like, all right. So I came with her. So we went to it was called Lower Oaks Hospital, mental hospital. So we went there. They evaluated me and my cousin. So they told my mom, they was like, right now, we don't see anything wrong with him.
Hearsay.
Sustained.
And so were you placed in that hospital?
Yes. So they said that.
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained.
How long were you placed in that hospital?
For 2 weeks, because I had to admit myself, and if I admit myself, the only way I can get out is my mom would have to sign me out. So she wanted me to stay, so I stayed, but she promised me that she would come get me when I'm ready to leave.
Okay. And during that period of time, after 2 weeks, did your mom agree to take you out?
Yes, because they tried to keep me long term. They wanted to keep me for 3 years because they told my mom that I was crazy. So I ended up snapping. I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. Y'all gonna make me crazy trying to keep me in here. So, but she wouldn't sign me out. So I told them never speak to me again. You're not my mom because you lied to me. You lied to me because you raised us up. Don't lie. And you lied to me. You promised me you go come get me when I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So the next day she came and got me.
Now, Mr. Loyd, do you believe you're crazy?
No.
Do you believe you're mentally ill?
No.
And so when did you stop selling drugs?
I stopped selling drugs a little while before I went to prison, but all through my time selling drugs, I would sell drugs. I would get up a lot of money, and I'll stop selling drugs. I was more hooked on the streets. Then I was more addicted to the streets than the love of the
Objection,
streets.
narrative.
Sustained.
Now, you got out of prison in July of 2014.
Yes,
Were you on any kind of after release or probation with the
yes.
federal case?
Yes.
And how long did that continue?
For 2.5 years.
So what did you do when you got out of prison?
So when I first got out, I was in a federal halfway house. I was in the federal halfway house. So I started work. Being a convicted felon is hard to do anything, get housing, get a job, because it's the system designed for us to go back. So it's hard to do anything. So when I sold drugs, they had this workforce called a labor pool. So this is where all the smokers would go at to get a job. So when I got out of prison, I told myself, if a smoker can get a job, I can get a job. So I went where the smokers went at, and I started working at labor pools.
Okay. And during that period of time, that 2.5 years, did you continue to hold jobs?
Yes, I had a job the whole time.
What was the maximum number of jobs you were holding at one time?
At one time, I had 4 jobs. I was working 7 days a week, and so I was working 7 days a week and 7 nights a week. But I let one of the jobs go so I could at least have one night off. So for like 8 to 9 months, I worked 7 days a week, 6 nights a week.
And did that continue until December of 2016?
Yes, at that time I had 2 jobs.
Okay. And did you have a place that you stayed?
Yes, at that time I had my own. I had a 5-bedroom house, 3-4 baths, and had like 4 cars.
Okay. And how much were you paying for that a month?
I was paying $1,100 for the rent, and then the light bill was different.
Did you let people stay there, and did you sublet?
Yes, I sublease. I
Objection,
rented.
relevance.
Sustained.
Now, during that time period, did you work at a chicken place?
Yes, I worked at Texas Chicken. It's a food delivery place on Orange Blossom Trail.
And when did you go to work for Texas Chicken?
I started work at Texas Chicken 2014, towards the end. 2014.
And were you working that all the way up to December of 2016?
Yes, that's one of the jobs I still had.
Did there come a time when you were robbed?
Yes, I was robbed twice. A lot of the drivers from Texas Chicken get robbed because we were the delivery place that went anywhere. You know how Subway and Pizza Hut, they don't go in certain parts of town. Texas Chicken went anywhere. You called, we came. So ended up getting robbed twice. Right before that, one of our drivers got killed on a robbery.
And did you also have a friend killed?
Yes, my friend got killed on a robbery too, right before that.
When was this that you were robbed?
The second time was in November, and I want to say the first time, probably October.
Okay, so the second time was in November of 2016.
Yes.
Okay. Did you begin carrying a firearm?
Yes.
Why?
Because the second time I got robbed, the jits that robbed me, with the way they ran off, I kind of figured the spot they went at because I just deliver food at this spot where these jits, like a trap house, where they sell drugs and weed or whatever. So I deliver food at this house. So I'm thinking that these jits came from that house. But my girlfriend, she called the police because we was on the phone. I had the earpiece in. We was on the iPhone.
Objection, narrative.
Sustained.
And so, is it the second time that you were robbed that you began carrying a firearm?
Yes.
Okay. And how many firearms were you carrying?
At that time, I started carrying 2.
Why?
because when they just robbed me, they had extended clips in their guns. So I didn't have any of that, so I got 2 guns to have more bullets.
Okay.
Because one of the dude, 'cause
Narrative non-responsive.
Sustained.
And did you continue to work at the chicken place?
yes,
Did you continue to deliver food?
yes, I was doing that, and I was security.
How much money were you making?
At Texas Chicken, I was making $1,000 a week,
Just doing deliveries?
just doing deliveries.
Now I want to talk to you about your Facebook page. When was it that you decided to create a Facebook page, and why?
I created a Facebook page in July. In July
July of what year?
2014.
Okay, and what was the reason that you were creating a Facebook page?
'Cause it was something new. So when I was gone, phones just started doing 3-way. So it was something new and for a way to talk to talk to the masses.
And how often did you post between July of 2014 and December of 2016?
I posted a lot. I was addicted to Facebook. I was hooked on Facebook.
Okay. Did you tell the jury some of the things that you posted about?
Objection.
Sustained.
Judge, can I come sidebar?
Rephrase your question?
I'm sorry?
Rephrase the
Okay.
question.
What were some of the subjects that were important to you?
The police killing, when the police was killing us and just getting away with it. Every time they kill a black person, they get justified. Shoot them in the back is justified. And it's any way they killed us, it get justified. So I posted about the police, a lot of police killings going on around this country that's been going on for hundreds of years.
Now, you said that they were killing people. Why was that important to you?
Because they was killing people that, my brothers and sisters. They was killing black people and just without no consequences. They kill us and get away with it.
And did you keep track of the people that were being killed?
Yes, so it's a lot. It's so many. It's a lot.
Okay. And were there times close in time to when someone was killed by a police officer that you would post?
Yes, the post that they brought up, that's when Castile got killed.
Okay, I'm going to show you some
Sterling,
pages from Facebook.
yes.
If I can have a moment, Judge?
Sure.
Yes. This is the state's exhibit, Judge,
All right.
that I'm referring to.
Numbered exhibit are you referring to? 53?
Yes. Okay, there are 2 posts that are dated 12/9 and 12/15 of 2014. Can you see those?
Yes,
Well, that's the first post, and that's the second. We'll start with the first post.
yes.
Can you read that for me?
Yes. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
I said you can't snitch on the police. The police go lock you up and tell on you every time. You don't owe them nothing. So don't think that you do. They not your friends. They not your brothers. You owe them shit. The Mexicans got this thing that telling on blacks is not telling. As long as they don't tell on their people, they excuse. Listen to this sound logic. What do you owe your enemy? You don't owe your enemy love, respect, and loyalty. So they kill by all means, even snitching on you. These people owe you shit, and you don't owe them. What about the cussing? So I'm sorry. Read it as it is.
You can read it as it is.
Okay. You fucking right telling the police when they doing wrong. These the same bitches go lock you up and kill you for nothing. What do you owe them? Death, if anything, crackers. I said that. I know you listening and watching it.
Okay, and so what does that mean? What are you talking about?
They had just killed Philon Castell and Sterling, and we probably was having about snitching. People feel like, oh, don't snitch, don't snitch, don't snitch, don't snitch. And I'm like, these the same people tell on you. These the same people go tell on you. They killing you for nothing, and they getting away with it. So I'm like, y'all see it. Y'all need to talk, to tell. See something, say something. And I say that to the police. See something, say something. So where the good cops at? I know, can't tell me no cops is seeing these cops killing us, shooting us in our backs and not saying nothing. How that makes you good?
Was this a way to verbally communicate how intense you felt about these issues?
Yes, I was speaking out in anger. I was angry. Of course I was angry.
Were you ever directing anybody to kill police officers?
No.
Why would you say things like that? What do you owe them? Death, if anything, crackers.
Why would I say things like that?
Yeah, why would you say that? Why would you write that?
Because what do you owe them when they're killing you and your people for nothing, just because you're black? So what do I owe you when you would kill me for nothing? If anything, I owe you to defend myself and give you the same back. That's what I meant by that.
Okay. And this was part of this post as well, correct?
Yes. That's when they killed the two black males, and I guess whoever was in Texas did that.
Okay, the next comment is on that same page, which is dated 12/15/2014. Can you read that?
Yes. I said, bruh, I say, F protesting. That's the problem. We not doing nothing to warrant change. It's time to kill. It's a time to kill, and our killing will be in defense.
What are you saying there?
It's a time. That's come from the Bible. It's a time to kill, and I believe that the only time is to kill is to defend. I don't. That's one of the reasons why I don't eat meat, because I don't believe in killing God's creation.
Objection, narrative.
Sustained.
And so when you're saying here that, and our killings will be in defense, that's what you're referring to about that you don't believe that a killing should take place unless you're defending yourself.
Unless you're defending yourself.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you some posts from 7/8 and 7/7/2016. Do you remember if anything particular was going on during that period of time?
At that time, there's so many. That probably was Tamir Rice.
I'm sorry?
That probably was Tamir Rice at that time.
Okay. Is that another person that was killed
Yes.
by the police?
Yes.
How was that person killed by the police?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
Did it make you angry that the police killed another black man?
Every time.
Okay.
Every time when they killed him, they killed me.
Okay, so let's start with the first one at the top. Can you read that?
Yes. It said, Facebook police blocking my page and deleted my last post. Again, I have no sympathy for these crackers. We've been dying at their hands for hundreds of years. Markeith Loyd, the truth hurts. Y'all crackers been evil. Now we crazy for finally fighting back after hundreds of years of these crackers killing us. Fuck them, I have no sympathy. We lost millions.
And so what are you saying there?
They've been killing us for hundreds of years. And now that we're fighting back, and now if someone fought back, they want to act like we the demons when we're not. We're not. We've been getting killed in this country for hundreds of years, and we still getting killed to this day.
Okay. And that's very similar to the post below, correct?
Yes.
Can you read that? And that was 7/7/2016?
Yes. I know my calling. My name is war. There is no fighting war with peace. We must kill the beast. Cain is on the loose and continue to kill us daily. Look how quickly they take a black life. No one is going through the shit we go through and going through in this evil ass country, where this shit was built off my people's back, and they still kill us to this day. I say eye for an eye, life for a life. Will we be wrong if we started taking you out? If we go die, let's die on the battlefield fighting for our kids to have a better place to live where they don't get shot because they're black. It's time to war back, pussy. It's time to war back, pussy crackers. It's time to war back, pussy crackers. You made it like that. You think we go keep going for that? What, pussy cracker? I was supposed to wait till you killed mine?
So what are you saying there?
That we need to fight back.
Now, when you say fight back, what do you mean?
Defend ourselves when they come to kill you. When they come killing us. Defend yourself.
So every time you're talking about fighting back or calling the police or saying something like that, you're referring to defending yourself.
Yes, and after they done killed one of us, so I'm speaking out in anger.
Okay.
And then the word cracker, so y'all know the word cracker comes from
Objection,
slavery.
non-responsive.
Stay.
When you use the word cracker, what do you understand that to be?
The word cracker comes from slavery. The word cracker comes from the cracking of the whip. So when the slavers, when the overseers wanted to beat us, the slaves was like, here come the crackers. So the crackers is the oppressor. The cracker it done went beyond color. Because you can be black and be a cracker. You can be Spanish and be a cracker. You can be any other ethnicity and be a cracker. The cracker done went beyond color. Because even in the slavery days, the master would get a whip to a slave, and he'll become the cracker.
Sustained.
I need to approach the clerk. Composite defense.
Is it this one? Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I would move defendants ask for identification into evidence,
How many
which
pages? How many pages is it?
39,
State, you have any objections?
We do. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me see the attorneys at the bench.
Mr. Loyd, just so we're clear, in the course of your preparation for this case, you were provided approximately 30,000 pages of Facebook postings.
Yes.
Okay. And me and you went through those Facebook postings, most of them.
Yes.
Did there come a time, Mr. Loyd, an occasion when you discovered that there was information put out by the press which inaccurately describes the events in December of 2016?
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
So what was reported to the news is that what the news reported,
Hearsay.
Sustained?
Was there something reported to the news that was inaccurate?
yes,
Okay.
yes, it was reported that,
Objection. Hearsay.
Sustained.
Okay. The judge sustained that, so she's not going to let you talk. Judge, do I need to come sidebar to revisit my issue?
Yeah, come on up. Yes.
Some of us are having a hard time.
Hearing Mr. Loyd. Mr. Loyd, you need to get closer to that mic, okay? Just say something, say hello.
excuse me, you can hear me now?
Can you?
All
hear me?
right, sorry.
All right, thank you. Is there any part that you didn't hear at all? Okay, all right. Go ahead, Mr. Lynn.
Yes. Mr. Loyd,
Yes.
without saying what the press actually said, okay, can you tell us, first of all, was the press inaccurate about what happened?
Yes, they were.
Okay. And what happened? In terms of what happened in terms of going up to the door, flashing the light, explain that.
Yes, yes. So when I went over to my girl's house, she called me over. I came over. I flashed the light on the brother's window that's in the front yard. I flashed the light. I came to the door, knocked on the door, and I was like, "Run, Sade here?" He was like, "Yeah, Sade Markeith out here." So Sade came to the door. We came out to the car. We was out there talking about our situation that we had going on. So, and then I end up telling her about one of my other exes. So she went back in the house. I thought he raised his hand. Oh, yeah.
Speak up. Come on.
So my mouth was just dry. So I went, well, she she came out, we was outside to my car talking. So we was at my car talking. So we was talking about our issues. Her little brother got dropped off. He went in the house. And so she asked me about my ex. I just had sex with one of my exes. So I told her, so she was like, hold up. So she went back in the house. She came back out the house. I got to leave out the other part of it.
No, you say what you want.
So she went in the house and got a gun. So she went in the house and got a gun, and then she came back out. So now, when she came back out, she called me to tell the whole thing, or?
Yeah.
All right, so when she came back out, she went to the side of the house. So when she went to the side of the house, she called me over. I'm thinking she's going to the backyard to play with a dog. They got this big Doberman that she got. So I'm thinking she's going to the backyard to play with a dog. So I come to the side of the house, she got a gun. So she got a gun, she got it right, her hand on the handle. So she's like, why you doing this? Why you doing this? I'm like, Sade, what the fuck is you finna do? I'm like, you finna shoot me? Why you doing this stuff? I'm like, Sade, what the fuck are you finna do? Are you finna shoot me? And she wouldn't answer. So I poured out my guns. I carried 2 guns. I poured out my guns. I'm like, Sade, give me that motherfucking pistol. I'm like, Sade, just drop that pistol on the ground or throw your hand to the side. Sade, do not bring your hand forward. And she was so used to having her way with me. She had no fear of me. She was so used to having her way with me till she brought her hand forward like this with the gun, but then she threw it. And I kind of like pulled the trigger a little bit, but I guess it had a 10-pound pressure pull. I don't know about guns. I called it a built-in safety. So, but it didn't go off then. So when she went back up front. I picked the guns up. So when I come up front, I guess she had them bumped into the garage, or they had a barbecue pit on the corner, or she bumped the barbecue pit and it hit the garage. So when I come up front, her brother is looking out the window. Excuse me. Her brother is looking out the garage window. So he goes in the house. He comes back out the house. So I put her gun in my back pocket. I was able to cuff one of my guns back in my waist, and I tucked the other gun. So her brother comes out. So when he comes out, he was like, what's going on? I'm like, bro, we straight. We just out here talking. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he said something or whatever, like, it doesn't seem like y'all straight or whatever. So, and then he asked Sade. He was like, Sade, what's going on? And she tells him, she's like, bro, we straight. Go back in the house. We straight. Like, so now, I guess he's thinking what he's thinking. When you read his statement, he thought I pushed his sister to the garage or something, but I didn't touch her. So now he got something in his mind that's not true. And so now, so he wouldn't leave us alone. So I was giving him more insight of what me and Sade was going through. So I said, Ron, the sister was texting me, because the first text she texted me, because she logged into my Facebook.
Assisting.
Okay.
So,
hold on a second. And so you start telling Ron about what had happened leading up to the event.
yes, so I'm telling him, like, Ron, your sister texted me message, like, don't expect no baby. Like, she's going to get her abortion to kill the baby, saying she going to be fucking niggas with the baby, and all this. So now, by me telling him that makes her more upset. So she's like, shut the fuck up. Don't be telling my business. I get my brother to kick your ass. And since you want to tell him all that, why don't you just tell him just pointing at my gun, or pointing the gun at my stomach in the back of Mom's house. So now she done told him some more bull, which is a half a story. She didn't tell him why I pulled my gun out, that she went and got a gun on me. So now he's already thinking something already, and now she done told him some more bull that's not all the way accurate. She didn't tell him about the gun that she went and got on me. So now I tried to tell him, like, Ron, dog, that ain't happen like that. So the only reason I even pulled my gun out was she went and got a gun on me. But I ended up taking my eyes off him. I don't know if I was finna show him a gun, and then he attacked me. When he attacked me, we was in the driveway. When he attacked me, we ended up on the left side of the door, on that door. So when he got shot, When we broke, he got shot. He fell that way, and she had to retrieve her gun, or I believe she retrieved her gun, because it fell out my pocket over there, and she came that way. When she moved, I was just reacting. Everything happened so quick, I was just reacting. I was just shooting. And then when she came, and she fell by the column. She fell by the column by her brother. And so, but can I tell what the news reported?
No. But the news wasn't even close to what you just said.
No, but that's been going on for hundreds of years too. The news report false stories.
Sustain.
And so once the event happens and this news story comes out, what do you do?
So when I see that, so I call my mom and my family, my niece and my mom. I'm like, Mom, that didn't happen like that. I'm like, Mom, it's stuff that happened between. I'm like, I didn't just go over it. So.
Okay. You can't get into the story.
But they reported?
No. But it was a clear...
Yeah, I'm like, Mom, that didn't happen like that. I didn't just go over there and just do nothing like that.
Okay. It was a clear lie, what, in your mind, what the press was reporting.
Yes, because that's what they do. They try to demonize us so when they kill us, it won't be no uproar in the community because he a monster and he got what he deserved. But what they reported was lies.
Who does that?
The system, the news, all of them work together.
Okay, and so what happens then when you reach out to your family? So anything you ask to be done? Yes,
I tell them, I'm like, man, that didn't happen like that. I'm like, talk to the investigators. So I was talking to the investigators through my family, through my niece, and I'm like, tell them I would turn myself in if they show me they're not trying to kill us. Right now, in my mind, you trying to kill me. Why are you lying on me? Why are you telling this lie to the whole world? Only thing I think you trying to keep them, because that was been going on for hundreds of years. So all I want to do is just show me some kind of good faith that y'all not trying to keep me. I would turn myself in if you had a news to retract the lie that they played. And I turned myself in, but they told my family members, oh, we're not responsible for the newspaper, but the whole time they the ones told the news to lie.
Okay. And so you had felt before that day that the police were trying to kill you?
Yes.
And did you feel the police were trying to kill you after that incident as well? Did it continue?
Yes. Now they more directly coming for me.
So there was like a heightened thought process of them trying to kill you?
Yes, now they're more directly coming for me. They're putting out lies, so when they kill me, it won't be no uproar in the community because he's a monster. He got what he deserved with the story that they put out that didn't happen like that. So
this is December 13th, and
yes.
So where do you end up going after that?
So after they tell my niece what they tell her, I tell her to go to the news people. I'm like, go to the news people and talk to them. So she went to the news people and gave an interview with the news people. They chopped and screwed it, played what they wanted to play.
And hearsay.
Sustain.
So was it your understanding that whatever interview she gave was not the entire interview?
Objection. Calls for hearsay.
Sustain. Rephrase the question.
Judge, this is, can I?
Rephrase the question.
Okay. Did that confirm your thoughts about what the press and what the police were trying to do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and just like I told you, I believe they're trying to kill me. Why are you lying to the whole world? Okay. What's the motive?
So now, where do you go after that shooting?
I went to a trap house.
What's a trap house?
A trap house where drug users at, people that's using drugs.
Okay, and why did you go there?
Because if you're on drugs, most likely you don't know what's going on, and I was trying to get my thoughts together.
Okay, so why didn't you leave town?
Because I didn't do anything. far as I wasn't intentionally did anything, and I felt like if I run, oh, that's like I'm guilty. I'm not running.
Okay, and so between December 13th or 12th, I think it's 13th, and January 9th of 2017, where were you living?
Say those dates again.
From the time that this incident happened with Sade to the time leading up to the day.
Oh, okay, in the woods, abandoned houses.
Did you, how much sleep were you getting during that period of time?
Close to none. Hour, 2.
Why was that?
I had to stay on alert. I had to try to be up. I had to be on alert.
And did you, were you able to eat?
No, I lost like 40 pounds.
And why is that? Why weren't you able to eat?
Because I couldn't just go to any store like that, and then I didn't have no one helping me, as they say. So that's something help supposed to do, but I didn't have any help. No one doing anything for me.
Were you doing any drugs during that period of time?
No.
Have you ever done drugs other than marijuana?
No, I never done drugs a day in my life except for smoke weed.
Now, there came a time when you had a conversation with a friend of yours who had been stopped by the police.
Yes, so...
Action, relevance.
I can proffer it,
Stay
Judge.
based on the question.
Okay. Did there come a time when you had a conversation with a friend who told you that the...
Sustained.
Judge, I need to proffer this. This is state of mind.
Come on up. May proceed.
Thank you.
Yes. Isn't it true, Mr. Loyd, that while you were out after the Dixon shooting and before the Clayton shooting, that you received information from a friend that the police were saying that you were going to go out by suicide by cop?
Yes.
And what did that cause you to believe?
So I got the information that...
Objection.
Sustained.
Just stay with the information I gave you and talk about what you were thinking.
So I got it. Say it again, because
Okay.
I don't know what I can say and not say. They don't want people to know stuff. I don't know.
Okay. What were you thinking when you found out that the police were telling your friend, while they were looking for you during this period of time, that you were going to go out by suicide by cop?
That they were laying their groundwork. They were laying their groundwork to kill me, so that would be the thing. Oh, he's suicide by cop. So they was putting that rumor out there that I'm going out suicide by cop. So they were laying their groundwork, so when they killed me, oh, he's suicide by cop. Oh, his criminal record is this and that. But the whole time I was trying to turn myself in. They just was trying to kill me.
Okay. And you said you're trying to turn yourself in. Are you actually trying to turn yourself in at that point?
Yes, it was before that. I tried to turn myself in twice before Walmart ever happened.
Okay, I understand that, but we've talked about this incident where the police said they can't do anything with the press.
Yes.
Okay. Did that cause you to not turn yourself in?
Yes.
Why?
Because I believe they're trying to kill me. I'm not finna turn myself into no killers.
Okay. Okay, so now, during this period of time, did you have some incidents occur that you believed were directly related to God?
Yes, so when I got that information about the suicide by cop, I was in the wood areas with a bomb. It was a bomb standing in the same spot where I was.
Well, you mean a bomb, someone who's a drug addict.
Yes, he was a drug addict and a bomb.
What's a bomb?
No one that has no place to stay. People just stand.
A bum.
A bomb, yeah.
Okay.
A bomb.
And
A homeless person.
so you're staying in the woods with a homeless person, and what happened?
So he had a bomber phone. So that's when the bomber was giving out the phone. So everybody in the streets had a bomber phone. So when I got that information, so I tell him, because I was talking to him about telling him my problem and what I was facing, what was going on with me. So I tell him about the suicide cop thing, what they're putting out now. So I'm like, damn. Man, I need a vest. I'm like, man, I need me a vest. I'm like, bro, you want something to eat? You need something to eat? He was like, yeah. I said, I'm gonna go see, can I find us something to eat? So I go out to try to find something to eat. And while I'm trying to find something to eat, I get a vest. It was the dude came, he had a vest on, like he was wearing it in the open. So when I see him, I'm like, bro, hey, how much you want for that? He was like, give me $200. I'm like, all right, so boom, I buy the vest for him. So I put the vest on. So I take my gun out and I turn the gun toward me. So I'm finna shoot the vest. So he was like, man, don't do that.
Objection, narrative, non-responsive.
Siste.
Okay, so let's talk first about $200. How did you have $200?
I always kept money on me, and I made $1,000 a week just off of one of my jobs. So I always had money.
So did you have that money before you went over to Sade's house?
Yes.
And so you had that money afterwards?
Yes.
And you were basically on the run from that day on?
Yes.
Okay. And now, so after you get this vest, what are your thoughts about that in terms of why you got it?
Because I just spoke it and it came, and I know that God sent it to me.
Okay, so you believe that God sent you the vest?
Yes.
And that was based on what you had heard recently about the suicide by cop?
Yes.
Okay. And so you were talking about that you were turning the gun on yourself. Why were you turning the gun on yourself?
Because I wanted to shoot it and make sure that it worked. And because from watching TV, when you
Relevance.
Sustained.
I can come sidebar. And,
Watching TV? No.
no, we're talking about turning the gun on his vest.
I'm sustaining what his statement was. You
Okay.
can ask him about turning the gun on his
So why did you turn the gun on your vest?
Because from what I know, when you shoot it, it knocks you out. It knocks you out.
Okay. And so
Or knocks the wind out you. So I wanted to make sure it worked.
So you were going to test the vest on yourself?
Yes, I've tested on myself.
Okay. And it was your belief that if a bullet hits the vest, that it would knock you out?
Yes.
Okay. And so what happens in regards to someone intervening on that process?
The dude told me don't do it. He's like, man, don't do that. I'm like, how in the hell I'm gonna know if it worked?
That would be the homeless person.
No, the dude that I bought it from. So when I get the vest, I come back to the homeless person with the food and I got the vest. I'm like, bro, look at this. He was like, damn. He was like, man, you just spoke that, and you got it. He's like, man, God is with you.
Sustained.
Okay, so the conversation that this homeless person had with you, did that confirm your belief about God sending the vest?
Yes, but I already knew.
Okay. Okay, I want to talk about the Walmart. Did there come a time that you went to the Walmart on Princeton?
Yes,
And this is the time that there was the incident with Lieutenant Clayton?
yes.
Okay. Why did you go to Walmart?
I was riding by the store, and it was on my way to going where I was going at, and I had to use the bathroom real bad too, and I wanted to just sit down and use the bathroom like any other normal human instead of.
Well, when you say that sit down and use the bathroom like any other human, what do you mean?
Because I was, try to cuss feces, what I was doodling.
Now say what you.
No, he does not need to cuss gratuitously on the stand.
So I got to try to find where the.
All right. So you wanted to use the bathroom and excrete creases.
Yes, so, and because I was using the bathroom in the woods, like on the ground in bags and just, so I wanted to sit down
Okay.
and just use the bathroom.
And did you go there for any other reason?
And also get something to eat at the same time.
Okay. Now, we saw yesterday a video that shows that you arrived at the Walmart at 6:45 a.m.
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes, sir.
Okay. When you arrived, when you were walking up, did you see a police car out in front of the Walmart?
There was no police there.
Okay. And so you saw also yesterday that at 7 a.m. is when Lieutenant Clayton actually arrived at the store.
Yes,
Okay. So she would have arrived about 15 minutes after you.
yes, I guess, yes.
Okay. So tell me about what happens when you go into Walmart.
So when I go into the Walmart, I grab my buggy and I go straight to the bathroom area.
Okay, now what are you wearing?
I got I had my hoodie on, and I had a security shirt and camouflage pants.
Okay, were you wearing anything on your head?
Oh, and a beanie.
Okay. What was the reason you were dressed like that?
I was wearing the beanie to try to keep my face out the way, and I was wearing the security shirt to more to like set people at ease and don't feel uncomfortable. Like you see security, it's security.
Where did you get that security shirt from?
That was one of my jobs. I did security. I did personal security, and I did security at strip clubs.
Okay. And that would have been before December 13th?
Yes, that was one of the jobs I had when this happened too.
Okay. And so you go into Walmart, and where do you go?
I go straight to the bathroom area. So when I go in the bathroom, someone was on the stalls, so I couldn't use it. So I'm waiting for the bathroom. I'm trying to wait for dude to get done. So he's taking forever. I thought about going to the women's bathroom, but I didn't want to create nothing if a woman came in there or anything, and I was just trying to stay low. So I asked, and I took a chance to ask, because dude was taking so long. I took a chance to ask one of the workers, "Do y'all have another bathroom in here?" And I guess he lied to me and said no, because I guess in his statement, he said he thought I was trying to steal. So now I'm waiting for the bathroom. Dude was taking so long, I went and grabbed a couple items, some water and a couple items. I went and grabbed a couple items, and then I came back to the bathroom to see if the dude was done. So when I came back to the bathroom, I ended up going in the bathroom and using the bathroom.
Okay. And then after you used the bathroom, what did you do?
I went back to finish to get my other items, and then when I got my other items, I was going to the register.
Okay. Did there come a time while you were going to the register or in that area that you observed Lieutenant Clayton?
Yes.
Okay. Explain to the jury when that was and what were the circumstances.
So I'm going. It was the only register open. So while I'm going to the register. I'm pushing to the register. So I'm going, and then when I'm going, I guess she was in the front. Or first or second or whatever. She was in the front. So when I'm pushing and I finally see, I'm like, oh, I stopped. So I stopped to try to fall back. So I'm just waiting there. I didn't go up. I guess there's other people in line too, but I'm trying to hold back to stay out the way. So when they end up saying another line is going to open, I went away.
You went to the other line?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you do at that other line?
Just sat it there and wait. It wasn't anyone there.
Okay, so there was no one at the line that they said was open, and you were just waiting for someone to come and open it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see Lieutenant Clayton leave?
Yes.
Okay, describe to the jury what you saw. Describe to the jury what you saw in terms of her leaving.
She was leaving. She was pushing her cart out, and
Okay.
And I seen her. I thought to myself, this is a nice looking sister. So, and then she went out.
Okay. And did she have a uniform on?
Yes.
Did you know she was a police officer?
Yes.
Okay. And so what happens at the register you're at?
So I'm at the register. I'm waiting. I guess when someone finally comes, and I guess Takesha, she came. I don't know who she is. I don't know her, but she came and said she was in front. I don't know. I didn't remember that.
Okay.
But she said she was in front, and I let her go or whatever.
Okay, so she comes to the register with the person who's opening the register?
Yes.
Okay, and she checks out?
Yes, I let her go in front of me.
Okay, and then you check out?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happens after you check out?
So when I check out, I'm leaving. So I got my head down. I got the beanie down here, like almost over my eyes, trying to cover myself. So I got my head down and I'm going out. So as I'm going out, when I come out, someone was in the way. So when I look up, there's a gun in my face.
Okay, so you push the cart out, and we've seen this on video. You push the cart out through the double doors.
Yes.
And during that period of time, you're trying to keep a low profile.
Yes, I got my beanie down and my head down.
Okay.
There's some other guys, well, not guys, but some other people that said they spoke to me going out, but I didn't remember that either, so I'm just trying to stay low and out the way.
And so what happens when you get through the door and you see something? What do you see?
I see a gun in my face.
Okay, and what do you do when you see the gun in your face?
I thought I was shot then. I thought I was gonna get shot then. I ducked behind the cart. I don't know what made me think that, but I guess the carts have got a bunch of steel things, so a bullet can hit it and bounce off. So I ducked behind the cart and I pushed the cart and I run left.
Okay, and so did you see who was holding that gun?
At this time, how I told the state's people, I'm looking down the gun over a barrel, but in my mind right now, I know it's the police, and I can't get that out, but I can't say for 100% like I knew that was her.
Okay, so you see the gun, you have thoughts of it being a police officer holding that, and you break left.
Yes.
Why are you breaking left?
Because I know some woods this way. I know some woods, and I might can make it to that way, but so that's why I break that way.
Okay, so when you break that way, you go through a little hall area, and then you come out.
Yes.
Okay, so when you come out, what happens?
They're right there, so now I try to veer to go away from them. So when I go away from them and come back this way, I hear a shot. So when I hear a shot, I immediately pull my gun and turn around and return fire.
Okay. Judge, can I approach the witness? Mm-hmm. Do you have that pen?
Thank you.
I want a marker.
Cough, get my mouth dry.
This is a marker? No. Oh, that's good. Thanks. Mr. Loyd, I'm showing you what's been marked as Defense Exhibit 10. May I approach, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ted, can you come over here and help? I'm going to put it up here. You got to hold it. You got it? Sure? Okay. So what I'd like you to do, sir, is I'm giving you this green marker, and I want you to draw where you come out and where you go and when you come out again. Okay?
So this is the door over here.
Yes.
So I'm behind here, and I come out.
All right, Mr. Loyd, you're going to have to talk into the mic, because otherwise
excuse me.
I can't hear you. Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
So this is the door over here. So when I come out, I break this way, and I come out this way, and then I go back this way to avoid it, and then I hear a shot. That's when I turn back around and return fire.
Okay. So you stay within the perimeter of this the entire time, or do you go over to this one?
It's one. I can remember how I go.
Okay. So it's your belief, I understand you, that you come out
Yes.
and then you turn back.
Turn back.
Why do you turn back?
To avoid her.
Okay, so you see her?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see that she's a police officer at that time?
Yes. I didn't know if it was Debra. I didn't know it was exactly her.
Do you know Debra Clayton?
No, I don't know. I just called her that because that's her name.
Okay, but you've seen a lot of things, pictures and statements that
Yes.
you read in the course of this?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to understand, when you come out of here and you're running that direction, do you see a police officer?
Just when I turn around.
No, not when you turn around. When you're coming here, when you're coming out here, do you see a police officer?
Just like before, I know it's an officer now, and I can't get it out of my head. So it's still possible.
And where is that person that you see?
I guess they was right here.
Okay, somewhere around here, you
Somewhere
say?
around here.
Okay. And why did you change direction?
To avoid them.
Okay, so you changed directions to avoid the person?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you changed directions, which direction did you go?
I ran back this way. I think it's this one. But
Okay.
I ran back that way. And before I can even get around, I hear a shot. And then I turn around and I return fire.
Okay, so when you run in the opposite direction, what are your thoughts?
Say it again.
What are you thinking when you run when you come here, you see her, or you see a police officer or a possible police officer, and you change directions, where are you going?
Just trying to avoid them. Trying to avoid them. Thinking I'm finna be killed.
Okay, and so you're running away from her?
I'm running away. I'm trying to avoid them.
Okay. Does there come a time when that changes?
Yes. When I hear the shot, I pull my gun and I turn around and return fire.
Okay, so the first time you pull your gun out is when you hear a shot?
Yes.
Okay, and where was your gun?
On my waist.
Okay. Did you only have one gun?
Yes, I had two, but the other one was in the car.
Okay. And why were you turning around with your gun out?
Because I heard a shot and I'm defending myself.
Okay. And so what happens when you turn around?
I return fire.
Okay, when you turn around, do you see the police officer?
Yes,
Okay. At that point, there's no question she's a police officer?
yes.
Okay. And what is your belief about the shot that was fired that you heard? Who did you think that was being shot at?
Me,
Okay. And so that's why you turned around?
yes.
Okay. What happens when you turn around?
I return fire.
And
It's a gun battle.
it's a gun battle, okay. And describe what you remember happening.
She redirected her coming this way, and she's firing, I'm firing. She falls, and she's still firing, so I'm still firing. And my visual was more at her arm, her gun hand. I'm trying to stay away from her gun hand. And when she dropped her gun hand, I stopped shooting. When she stopped shooting, I stopped shooting.
Okay, when you went towards her, what was your intent?
To try to shoot the vest.
Okay. But when you went towards her initially, what was the purpose you were going after her?
Because I feel like she just tried to kill me.
Okay.
She just tried to shoot me in my back.
After that first shot, do you see or hear her firing other shots?
Yes.
Do you hear or do you see?
I see in here after the first one.
Okay, and what do you see?
She's firing. She's
Okay.
firing at me.
Did there come a time that you saw a bullet hit the concrete area here?
That's when she came this way.
Okay.
She was shooting backwards.
Okay. So when she changed directions, you continued after her.
Yes.
Why didn't you run away?
I just turned my back on. She just tried to shoot me in the back. If I turn my back on again, well, I'm going to get shot in the back.
Okay. How many shots do you remember firing?
I can count at the time, because we not count shots in the gun battle. It's a lot of stuff I'm not gonna remember during the gun battle, but the evidence say I shot 8 and she shot 9. But they lost one of her shell cases or whatever.
Okay. And so does there come a time when she falls down?
Yes.
Okay. How long would you estimate that this entire shootout took from beginning to end?
Y'all want me to keep talking and not look at them?
Yeah, we're done with this, sir. Sorry. How long do you believe this shootout took place?
No more than 13 seconds.
And during the shootout, were you both returning fire at each other?
Yes.
Did you feel that your life was in danger?
Yes.
Did you believe that you had to return fire to defend your life?
Yes.
Now, at some point, as she's running away, she falls down.
Yes.
What happens? Describe what you remember seeing.
So when she falls down, I don't know if my momentum was taking me over her or whatever, but she falls down. When she falls down, she still continued. She's firing at me from the ground.
So even on the ground, she had her gun out?
Yes, she still was firing.
And she was still firing?
Yes.
Okay. And so what is your purpose at that point?
I was trying to hit her vest to knock her out.
Okay, did you fire at her vest?
Yes.
Okay, why do you believe that firing at her vest would knock her out?
Because that's what I know about vests. That's what I know.
Okay. similar to the issue where you were going to shoot yourself? Or
Yes, I wanted to test it on myself.
when did you stop firing?
When I seen her gun hand go down.
Okay. So as long as her gun hand was extended, you believed that you were in danger?
Yes, I stopped firing when she stopped firing.
How loud was it with the two guns firing?
Loud. Gunfires are loud. It's loud.
Okay, what do you do when her gun hand goes down?
When her gun hand go down, I stop shooting.
And where do you go?
So I go to my car because I see she was still alive. She was still moving because I'm focused on the gun hand and trying to stay away from it. So when her gun hand go down, I stopped shooting and she was still moving. So I'm not intentionally trying to kill anyone. I'm never like that. So and I left, so I'm going to my car. So as I'm going to my car, I'm kind of discombobulated at the same time too. So I'm searching for my car keys. So I don't know where my car keys at. So when I'm at the car, I'm still looking for my car keys. And I'm about to come back up to the store thinking I left my car keys inside the not a hoodie, but the jacket, the coat I had that I took off that I had inside the cart. So I probably thought I left it in there, but I ended up finding them on me. And that's when I turned back around and got in the car.
Okay, and where did you go?
I went down, made it right on Princeton, went down all the way to Silver Star, going down Silver Star to Pine Hills Road. I make a right on Pine Hills Road. Now I'm going down Pine Hills Road. So as I'm going down Pine Hills Road, I pass North Lane. So it's unmarked coming this way. So I'm going, I see the unmarked, turn back around. So I'm like, all right, here they come. So I could have kept going, but I wasn't going to do a high speed, even though they trying to kill me, but I don't want to put no one else in danger. And from what I know about high-speed chases, other people get killed, not just the person driving, but any other people. So I make a right to get out the car. When I get out the car, he ended up pulling up. So when he pulled up, I fired one warning shot so he wouldn't try to come after me, try to cause me any harm. So I fired one warning shot to hope that holds him. So when I fired the one warning shot, I just turned around and just started running.
Okay, did you know where you fired the warning shot?
Just like I told you before, I thought it was in the air, but I guess it was towards the ground.
Okay. And so where do you go after that? Where do you?
So when I fired the warning shot, so I'm running. And I'm running, so while I'm running, no one is out. No one is out. And the car just came from out of nowhere, and I guess that was Antoine. So a car just came from out of nowhere. So when the car pulls up, I know God done sent me this car. Like God has sent me this car. He just come from out of nowhere, like at this exact time that I need something that had to help me stay alive. So I just felt like God sent me this car. So he went and parked the car. So I'm running, I'm coming. So as he goes up the steps, I come to the steps.
Do you have anything in your hands?
Yes.
What do you have in your hands?
I have two guns in my hand now because the 9 was in the car, so now I got that. They had an extended clip with the 30 rounds. I had that in my right hand. That's the gun I fired, the one warning shot. And I had the 40 in my left hand.
Okay. And so what happens when you see him?
So when I go over, he's going up the steps. So I go to the steps. I lean on the steps like this. I got the guns in the hand. So I lean on the steps like this. I'm like, bro, let me get your keys. And he was like, are you serious? I'm like, bro, and I show him the gun. I'm like, bro, let me get your keys. So I'm thinking that when I asked him, the first thing he just gave it to me, because in my mind, like, God sent it. So I'm thinking he on the same page I'm on, like I'm in danger. I wouldn't take nothing just to be taking anything. So I'm like, I'm in danger. So I'm like, bro, let me get your keys. And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, bro, let me get your keys.
So you're showing the guns that you have.
I'm showing the guns I have, man. Like, you can't see what's going on. Like, I'm like, bro, let me get your keys. And so that's when he threw the keys. And that's when I grabbed the keys and left. So
Did you ever point the guns at him?
no, I never pointed the gun at him, but I guess he was shook or whatever when he seen the guns, but he didn't take me serious at first because I didn't point no gun at him. If I'm pointing a gun at you, of course it's serious. But I didn't point a gun at him. That's why he was like, are you serious? Because I didn't have the guns pointed at him.
Okay, and so what happens then?
So when I get in the car, and this happens to be a one way in, one way out. I could go back the front way, but if I go back the front way, it's gonna be another confrontation with the police. So I'm like, I can't go back that way. So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to avoid the confrontation. So I go to the left, and something just tells me, like, go through this fence. So I go to the fence with the car. I push the fence with the car. It wouldn't fall. So I'm like, all right. I bag back. I get up a little speed, and I hit the fence, and the wooden fence, and it falls down. So when I hit that wooden fence, it was another wooden fence, and I had to hit that wooden fence too, and it falls down. Now I'm in a whole different neighborhood, or it's still Pine Hills, Rosemont area, but it's like a different part of it now, being that I went through the fence. So now when I go through the fence, I drive through someone's yard, and then I come out. When I come out, I'm riding, and then when I get to a certain part where I have to make a right or a left. So if I make the right, the voice, what I'm hearing is telling me don't make the right. Because if I make the right now, it's going to be more of another high-speed chase situation. Because the right, I don't know if y'all know about the roads in my area, but the right, if I make the left, I'll be going towards Clark Corner Court, back toward the highway and on Blossom Trail. So I make the right to stay more in the neighborhood, area. So I make the right, and now I'm just riding. I really don't have no destination. I'm just going with it. I feel like wherever the voices is leading me to go. So I went to an apartment complex, and I got out the car. It's telling me to get out the car. So I got out the car, and when I got out the car, I changed clothes. I took off the security shirt. I took off the pants, and I threw the pants on someone's balcony. So now,
What'd you do with the shirt?
the security shirt and the pants, I threw it on someone's balcony.
Okay. Go on.
So now I'm going out, and so now police is everywhere. They everywhere. They come. I'm like, damn. So I'm just trying to find a peaceful way to stay alive without endangering anyone. So, and it's like, when I walk out, God done sent me a city bus. The city bus is right there waiting on me. So I'm like, oh shit. So I jump the gate, and I stay in the bus stop where a city bus is just like right there. So I'm waiting. When the dude got on the bus to leave, the driver, I got on the bus, and I paid for the bus driver to get on the bus, and we drove off.
Okay.
We drove off.
And where did you go?
I end up having to get up on 3 buses to go back to the wooded area where I was, which was in Apopka. So I had to get on like 3 different buses and went back to the Apopka area.
And did you stay there?
No, I left that night and went to Volusia County.
Okay. And what did you do in Volusia County?
So in Volusia County, people took me in that I didn't even know. They took me in, and I was just talking to them about my life and what was going on and the type of person I am, and they
Objection, narrative relevant.
Sustained.
Okay, did there come a time when you went back to Orlando?
Yes.
Okay. When was that?
Because when they went to, so we can't talk about what they did to my people?
Well, let's go. I'm asking you when first. When did you go?
When, say it again now?
When did you go back to Orlando?
16?
Okay, that's January 16?
Yes,
And where did you go?
to the abandoned place
Okay, and where's that located?
in Carver Shores.
Okay, that's one on Westcott Lane?
Yes,
Is that the one you were arrested at?
yes.
Was there a reason you were coming back?
Yes.
Relevant.
Stay.
I didn't ask him.
Have we approached
I didn't
him?
ask
Yeah,
him why,
let me
Judge.
see the attorneys at the bench. How's the jury holding up? Do you all need a break?
Oh, man.
I got it.